For our first game of the day, um, we have a 7:10 Eastern Time game. We have the New York Yankees taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. Right now, the Yankees are actually the underdogs, sitting at plus 135 value, while the Tampa Bay Rays are are the favorites, sitting at minus 145. Abhishek, first game of the night. Who you got, my man?
All right, we got, this is a divisional game. The Rays have dominated this series. The Yankees, they keep falling. They try to get up and they keep falling down. They just went 1-3 against Boston. Some of those games were heartbreaking. Two of those games they really shouldn't even have lost. They're 51 and 47. So right now, three games out of a wild card. So obviously they are still in the mix. They're still the Yankees. The trade deadline is Friday as a side note. So after Friday, you will not be able to make any additions to your team. So this week is going to be pivotal for a lot of these teams as they judge whether they're in buy mode, sell mode, or are they going to stay neutral, because this is where you make your run to actually compete for a World Series title. Now we get to the Rays. The Rays have gotten hot. Their bats are hot. Their pitching has stayed afloat, even though their best pitcher has been out for a significant period of time. They're 60 and 40. Them and the Red Sox right now are fighting for this division. No one would have thought the Red Sox would be here, as a side note, but they are here. They're playing great. The Rays are also playing great. So now let's get into this matchup. As Arun said, the Rays are favored minus 150, so not a hefty price, but they are at home. And the reason why they're favored is because they clearly have the pitching advantage. Both pitchers are lefties. Jordan Montgomery, who I went over last week because he was playing against the Red Sox, he actually performed quite well. So I would say I was wrong about how he would perform, but regardless, he still lost, even though it wasn't really because of him. But the Yankees have lost five straight starts by Jordan Montgomery. They are, as a team, 16 and 18 versus lefties. So below 500 against lefties. The pitcher for the Rays today is their rookie, Shane McCallahan, who is a lefty. The Rays right now are 5-1 their last six games. They're 23 and 17 versus lefties. And Shane McCallahan, he started off a little rusty. He actually played against the Yankees earlier this season, and he got beat up a little bit. But he's found his rhythm, from what I've seen. The numbers say it, where he's had six straight quality starts. So just for those that may not know, quality starts mean you pitched at least 5+ innings and you gave up less than 3 runs. So in his last two starts, he's pitched 9 total innings and he's only given up 2 runs in those last 9 innings. The Yankees, as I mentioned earlier, they're 1-4 in the last 5 road games. Jordan Montgomery went into him how they've lost his last 5 starts, not all because of him, but it is what it is. He was the starting pitcher, and they weren't able to score enough for him, or he didn't pitch well. His career, he has pitched against the Rays multiple times. Obviously, they're division rivals, so that's going to be the case. His career ERA versus the Rays is 5.25. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad. Anything above 3 is when you're entering dangerous territory. The one highlight for the Yankees will be that Aaron Judge, their best player, and Gio Urshela, possibly their second best player, may both be back today from the COVID list. They were both in the COVID protocol. I don't know if they had it or they're contact tracing, whatever, but they missed the last, I think, 10 days, 2 weeks at least. They have not played a single game since the All-Star break, just to put it like that. And they could be back, and if they're back, that helps them a lot because they're basically the two best players on the team offensively. So now, when picking this game, I look at three things. I'm going to call it the three pillars going forward for games you're picking. You got to look at the hitting, you got to look at the starting pitching, and you got to look at the bullpen. All three categories today favor the Rays. The Rays lineup is better. They just traded for Nelson Cruz, who's already hit 2 home runs for them. They're starting pitching-wise, they're better. I would take Shane McCallahan right now over Jordan Montgomery. And the bullpen, which means the relief pitchers, both teams are coming off a day of rest, but the Rays have possibly the best bullpen in baseball. So in all three categories, I would give it to the Rays. And based off that, we have a lean right now towards the Tampa Bay Rays winning this game.
All right, so our first game of the slate, the Yankees versus Rays. Abishad's going with the Rays. Their bats are hot. They're 7-3 in their last 10, so they should pull out the victory today.